Okay, hey everybody, Mr. Van Dyke here. Today we're going to be talking about compound probability. All right, compound meaning combination of two or more. That's what compound means. So when we talk about a compound event, we're talking about a combination of two or more events. Could be three, could be four, so on and so forth. So you will have different events, like the probability of event A, and you could have the probability of event B. You could also have the probability of event C happening, but that's later down the road if we get there. So for now, we'll look at just two probabilities happening using the words and or the word or. So these are our two key words, and you'll see those come up in the word problems in the examples themselves. All right. So we're going to first focus on or events, okay? And you've seen those before. These are called unions. Hopefully you remember that symbol. And when we see that, we're going to be adding the probabilities together, all right? And so definition, so if we talk about mutually exclusive events, mutually exclusive means has nothing in common. The events have nothing in common. So for an example, being a freshman or, see there's that or word, or a sophomore, okay? You can't be both. There's no way that those could be the same. When that happens, we're going to say, okay, the probability of A or, here's or right here, or B happening is going to be the probability of A happening, so the probability of being a freshman, plus the probability of being a sophomore, okay? So we're simply just adding those two fractions together. The other one is the overlapping for OR events, and that is when two things can overlap. You can have the same thing happening. Apologize for the smart notebook thing popping up here. But what we're looking at here is we're looking at we have this chance of two things being the same. So we have in this case a person being in band, or they are a girl. Okay. So obviously you can be a girl and be in band. So there is that overlap. All right. So when we look at that, we're talking about, again, the probability of A or the probability of B occurring. So we're going to take A plus B, but then we're going to subtract the probability of A and B occurring. And the reason we do that is because when we add these two probabilities together, we're actually doubling up on this A and B happening. So we have to take a set of it away. So we're going to subtract the probability of it being or happening just to kind of even things out a little bit.